What happens when a quiet, ordinary man stumbles upon a secret so dangerous that it gets him killed? In 2022, a forensic accountant named Daniel Heller took on what should have been a routine audit job in Miami. Weeks later, he was found dead in what appeared to be a car accident. But his widow didn't believe it. And when she found a USB drive hidden in their attic, what she uncovered was far more disturbing than anyone expected. A spreadsheet labeled Final Removals. For names were crossed off, the last name was hers.
Daniel Heller wasn't famous. He wasn't flashy. He was a 41-year-old freelance forensic accountant, the kind of person most people wouldn't look at twice. Quiet, professional, dependable. He lived in Coral Gables with his wife, Emily, and took small but steady jobs auditing books for companies under regulatory review. He never took unnecessary risks, never talked about his work, and never had enemies. In April 2022, Daniel was contracted to audit Solterra Realty, a mid-sized real estate firm based in downtown Miami. The job was flagged as a cleanup audit, meaning Daniel was expected to verify accounts and help the firm correct some unusual expense reports before a scheduled IRS review. Daniel thought it would be straightforward. It wasn't. Just 3 weeks into the contract, Daniel stopped sleeping. He checked the locks twice at night. He disconnected his home Wi-Fi. Something was off, but he never told his wife why. Then came the crash. On May 9th, Daniel's body was found in a rented sedan that had veered off an overpass and burst into flames. Authorities said it was an accident, possibly brake failure or a blown tire. But there was one problem. Daniel never told anyone he rented that car, and it wasn't from a company he usually used. The case was closed in less than a week. But Emily couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. 3 weeks after the funeral, Emily went into Daniel's home office to pack up his things. Hidden beneath a locked drawer, she found a small safe. Inside, a USB flash drive with a label that read, "If anything happens to me." On it were dozens of encrypted files. She got help from a friend to open them. Inside were internal Solterra Realty documents, spreadsheet logs of offshore wire transfers, scanned bribe receipts, and audit trails of financial fraud dating back years. But the most chilling file was titled Final_Removals.xlsx. It listed 6 names, 4 were crossed out, all confirmed to be people who had worked with or spoken out against Solterra Realty in the past 5 years. A building inspector, a fired employee, contractor, a tax attorney, the 5th name, pending, the 6th name, Emily Heller. Emily knew she was in danger, but going to the police might alert whoever was watching her. Instead, she contacted an old friend of Daniel's, an IRS investigator named Ben Yarrow. Together, they quietly pieced together a paper trail. Offshore bank accounts in Panama, fake shell companies, payments to hitmen disguised as consulting fees. Every thread traced back to executives at Solterra Realty. But before Ben could go public, he disappeared. No police report, no public statement, just gone. That's when Emily went public. She handed the files to a journalist at the Miami Tribune. Within 48 hours, the story exploded. Federal investigators launched a probe. 2 Solterra executives were indicted. 1 fled the country. The case remains open. As for Emily, she was placed under protection. She now lives under a different name in another state. Daniel Heller wasn't a spy or a detective. He was just a man doing his job, until he found something he wasn't meant to see. His death was staged to look like an accident. But his files told the real story. And in the end, he gave his wife the tools to finish what he started. What would you do if you found your name on a list like that? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe for more real cases where the truth nearly disappeared. Turn on notifications because the most dangerous stories are the ones that almost stayed buried.